Hello, my name is Leonardo Carrizo. I'm a photographer and I am here in Midwest Photo in Columbus, Ohio. I got the opportunity to check out the new Godox AD400 Pro, and I wanted to show you some of the photos I was able to capture with it and also show you what's in the box. So let's take a look inside. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice is the travel case. And I really liked it because it feels durable. It is actually very durable, and it's compact, which means it's very easy to travel with, and even if you throw it in the back of your car, it's going to be okay. So inside of it, we obviously have the light, we have the Bowen's adapter, and you're also going to notice that it has an Allen key for it. I'll tell you more about that and why I might not like that as well. Then we have the flash bulb, and we have the battery, which is what makes it great because you can take it everywhere. The spec says that you can shoot at full power 390 frames. I was able to get around 700. I wasn't shooting always in full power, so you can go beyond the specs, which is actually great. You can just keep shooting. And then obviously we have the battery charger and an adapter. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience actually using the AD400 Pro. One of the things that you notice, as I mentioned, is in the box is the Bowen's mount, which makes it very, very practical to change modifiers. But to actually place it on the light, you have a release here, which makes it very efficient to take this part out. But remember, I told you about this Allen key. It has a few bolts in there. They're useful because they actually, you need them actually to be able to place this here, and you actually have to bolt this on. So there's two bolts here at the top, there's two at the bottom that you need to use, which are provided, to actually lock it and be able to use those Bowen's mounts. But it's not very practical if you have to use an Allen key. The other thing is, once it's on, when you're done with your shoot, you want to put it back in your carrying case. You're not going to be able to do that without taking the mount off, because it will not fit. So, in my opinion, they should really have on the adapter the same type of lock mechanism that you have for this. Okay, one of the things that I do like is how quick it turns on, and not only that, but it has this lock option. You actually have to turn it to have the light work. This is very practical because if you do have it in your car, in your bag, you don't want just the button to be turned on and then you lose battery power. So having that option to not only push the button but turning the dial to actually start it is very useful. Okay, so let me tell you some of the things that I do like about the Godox system. And the main thing has to be the X Pro triggers. They're universal, which means you can have them with any light. They're very easy to use. The interface is very easy to work with multiple lights, multiple channels, change the power just from your camera. So these are great addition to the line. Another thing which is great is the batteries. I use the battery for 2 hours, so it lasts quite a bit. I would still recommend having an extra battery, and they have a quick release, so they go in very easily, and you can also take them out when you have to swap batteries. Another thing that's very practical that we actually got to use in my shoot over the weekend, if you have an assistant or a friend helping you out, the handle over here is very practical, so you don't have a light stand, your friend becomes the light stand, but it makes it very easy for them to hold on to it and direct the light anyway, so it's more secure as well. And the other and final thing that's great about the system is it has the ratcheting lock. Like most professional high-end equipment, you're going to find this system to be able to lock the lights, which is great. So those are some of the positives. Okay, so now let's talk actually about the fun stuff, which is making great images. I had the opportunity to photograph with different lighting systems. I love to do off-camera flash, especially dealing with environmental portraits. So there are a lot of places in Columbus, Ohio to go out and just shoot. So we were able to get a model went to different places. So the image that you see here, it's indoors obviously, and I used a Godox Octobox, and that was just the starting point. So to actually be able to use this light with the Octobox and have that result, that's great. And the color consistency was very, very good throughout the entire shoot. Okay, so one of the things that happens when I'm photographing, especially when I'm on location and with a model, I do get trigger happy, which means that I need the equipment to keep up with me, especially the light. And one of the things that I found, which was great, is that I can just keep shooting and the recycle time is very, very fast. So I could just keep shooting and again work with the model on the poses and not worry about the light or missing a shot in between. And that's what you want from professional lighting equipment. You can see here, this is one of the shots with post-production. Obviously I work a little bit on contrast, a little bit of saturation, work with the symmetry, work with the color, and work with lines. Especially if you're working with models, you want to create lines and create depth in your shot. You don't want them to be flat. So from this shot that we have over here, it's nice, but I actually like the next one with her leg extended, a little bit more angles with the arms and the head and the leg definitely coming towards me. So I think that's the shot that I'm going to keep from this particular location. I'll show you some other images from some of the other locations that we went to using the AD400 Pro. Okay, so after we were done taking some photographs in the couch and in this area, I wanted to go to another location and do some high-key photographs like the one you see here. Now, high-key photographs typically are popular with makeup, lipsticks, eyeliners, whatever it may be. For this one, you want to get rid of all the shadows in your shot. So to do that, I actually use two lights and a reflector. I still use the Octobox as the main light on her. I had a secondary AD400 Pro from the side and actually hitting the wall to wash out the entire background. And to fill in some of the shadows, we had a reflector. So these shots are typically very, very tight, just the head. Then you can see that there are no shadows under the eyes or from the side, and the light is just beautiful, very soft. What I like to do also is I like to edit and look at my images in black and white so you can see the high key contrast. You always have to shoot vertical. And I also wanted to show you this image in particular. Like I'm shooting with the 200, I'm going in tight. And I also want to zoom in to her eye. You can see how sharp it is. But one of the other things that you should be able to notice is that the eye that is farther from the camera, and it looks soft out of focus. And the reason why is because it's a very, very shallow depth of field. Now to be able to do that, you have to use high-speed sync. You just press the button over here. So one single button can switch your lights from your regular camera sync to high-speed sync, where you can get shots like this with very shallow depth of field that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do. So after we were done with the high-key beauty photographs, we were going to go outside and take portraits with the Columbus skyline in the background. If we were going out and we were leaving, we found this great area, big windows still inside, and the sunset. So it was a great opportunity just to work with the available light. Another thing that made it very practical to actually have the AD400 Pro was that I didn't have to do any setup. We already had the lights. I had my friend who was helping me to take advantage of the handle. He just held on and pointed the light towards the model, and we took a couple shots. So it made it very practical to take advantage of an opportunity that we weren't really planning for, yet we were still able to make some nice shots. So you can see here the wide angle shot again to take advantage of the light coming in through the window and filling the shadow with the AD400 Pro. Here's another shot that I wanted to show you, and there's a slight difference between this shot that you have over here, all natural light, and the next one. Now the next one is the same shot, still taking advantage of the sunset. You can see how warm the color is from the sun, but the background is actually filled with the AD400 Pro. Okay, so finally we get to go outside and do some environmental portraits, which is my favorite type of portraits, and that's where you actually need to have portable lights. If you're inside the studio, it's not the same thing. You want to be able to have the flexibility to move around, to change directions, to change settings without being connected to a wall. So that's what we're able to do with the AD400 Pros. They're light, they're very easy to move around. So we were able to find a location that was outside with the Columbus skyline. We had a little bit of elevation. We see the rail here. I still use the Octobox. I just love that light. The quality of light is very good. And we just had it a little bit more from the side, so you had a shadow on the other side. This is probably my favorite shot. It's a little bit tighter again with the 70, but you can still see the skyline and the light on her. It's great. Her eyes, her pose really stands out. You can see the dome in her eyes as well. And then the final shot that we did, we actually used the second 400 Pro light from the other side to fill in those shadows that we use in the first couple shots outside. So I'm shooting wide, lots of contrast with the red dress. I would highly recommend the light system. Portable. I can't say any other things except change the mount. Okay, so this is my wrap up for the Godox AD400 Pro that I got to test over the weekend. I felt that it was very, very good, easy to use, practical, switching to the high-speed sync with a breeze. Also using the universal X Pro trigger makes it very easy to control the lights and the power. You don't have to worry about it, and it will work with their other lights as well. At 250 watts, it's a small light system, but it has a lot of power. And it also only costs $649, which makes it very affordable compared to any other light system that's out there. So I enjoy it. I hope to use it again and give it a try.